Hello and welcome to Banfield, when jail time becomes a family affair. Entin Crumbley's parents have now joined him in the same Michigan jail. But the family couldn't be more separated tonight. All three of them separate, in isolation, and on suicide watch. And they could be there for a while. 15-year-old Entin faces 24 charges in last week's horrific school shooting, the worst of them, 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of terrorism causing death. Not surprisingly, no bail was offered to this 15-year-old kid, and he was sent to grown-up jail. His parents, grown-ups themselves, James and Jennifer Crumbley, they are charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter for their alleged part in Entin's shooting spree, allegedly. Their bond was set at $500,000 each, without that usual thing where you get to post out with just 10% down. Well, that's what happens when you skip your arraignment and you force multiple law enforcement agencies to go on a manhunt. James and Jennifer Crumbley were spotted and arrested at a warehouse, an art studio in Detroit on Saturday. They were brought back to the jail where their own son was already being housed. NewsNation's Brian Entin is braving the chilly weather. He's outside of that jail facility tonight. So I guess the big question at this point, Brian, have these parents been able to see their own son, who are now officially fellow inmates?
No, they have not. And the sheriff here in Oakland County made it very clear, Ashleigh, that the parents, Jennifer and James, would not be able to see their son, Entin, and they would not be able to talk to him. It's an interesting situation here at the Oakland County Jail. As you mentioned, the sheriff says they've never had a situation like this before, where an entire family, Entin, James, and Jennifer, are all together inside the jail behind me. But you mentioned it, also very separated. They are in isolation. The sheriff says there was no sign that they might be suicidal when they came in. They evaluated them. But just to be safe, he has counselors watching them 24 hours a day. All 3 of them are on suicide watch.
Okay, so that begs the question, with a 15-year-old boy in an adult facility, what are they doing for him? I mean, is there some special dispensation? Does he have a guardian ad litem? Does he have a monitor? Does he have a mental health advocate? Somebody who can be mommy or daddy, because clearly that's lacking now and maybe a lot before.
Yeah, the parents clearly just abandoned him. And you mentioned the bond, $500,000 each, cash only. So it doesn't appear that these parents are going to be getting out of jail anytime soon, and they won't be able to have any sort of communication with their son. It's interesting. The parents have private attorneys. The son has a public defender who is now apparently his only advocate.
So, okay, and see, the problem is, when you have a public defender, you also have to clear something called competency, right? So there's 2 things. There's, am I competent to stand trial? Meaning, can I aid in my defense? And then, of course, are you capable, and do you have the mental capacity? Whole other question. But competency is a huge issue at this point. And I'm not so sure that a 15-year-old can aid a public defender without some kind of parental guidance, or at least adult advocacy. So do we know if they are making an arrangement of some kind, since it's such a twisted case that his own parents can't communicate with him because their case is connected to his case?
Yeah, it is twisted, and the sheriff acknowledged that. As of Saturday, he said no plan for a guardian at that point. And I asked him a couple of times, I said, I understand that you have the parents separated now from their son, but at some point, will they be able to talk? And he said, no, there is absolutely no plan for them to be reunited in the jail. And he even said, as of Saturday, he didn't think that the son had any idea that his parents were even in jail.
Okay, so now we know that Entin's lawyer has told us that he's aware at this point, right?
Yeah, that is the latest, that he is likely now aware. And there were people saying, you know, the way things work in jails, word gets around. He would probably at some point hear that his parents had been arrested and that they were now inside the same jail as him.
Oh, okay. That last thing you just said. Oh my God. Word gets around. Yeah, because he's in a grown-up jail with grown-up men who did grown-up things, allegedly. So did they say anything about how they're housing him? Because I don't care what our viewers, when they come at me and say, well, he did all these things and he's still 15. He's still at risk, and the jail is still responsible, meaning the community, meaning us, we're responsible for that kid. If something happens to that kid, it's on our heads. So did they say anything about how they are housing him among all those big men?
Well, first of all, he's being charged as an adult, and you said it correctly. This is an adult jail. He's in an adult jail, but the sheriff made clear that they need to make sure that he is not going to hurt himself or anyone else, which is why he is in isolation. He's not in general population. He's not, in a cell with another adult man. He is on his own, and again, being watched 24/7. They say he doesn't appear to be suicidal, but they don't want to take any chances.
So now you're looking at a 15-year-old who's in the shoe, and that's basically, jail lingo for you're 23 hours a day in a tiny room with your meals being thrown through a slot and eyeballs coming in, on a regular basis to make sure you're not sometimes wearing paper clothes. But again, it's a 50. Let's put aside the allegations of what this person is alleged to have done, which is horror, absolute horror. But it's still a kid, and they're basically treating him like an adult. There's no mental health advocate that we know of at this point. I get it. They might not be able to say because of HIPAA, but at this point, nothing other than his own public defender in contact with him to say, Ethan, we got you. We're going to work this out. We're going to figure this out. You just need to stay calm. You're 15, locked in a metal room with a metal toilet, etc. Do we know about any other dispensations for him?
It's our understanding it's just the public defender at this point, no real mental health advocate. Again, we know he underwent some sort of mental health evaluation when he came into the jail. But I've sort of been wondering the same thing because it was just Ethan and his parents, James and Jennifer, that lived alone in this small house in Oxford. There was no one else living with them in the house. Obviously, somewhat of a close family, especially based on some of the evidence that we found out with the text messages between them, which that's a whole nother story and very, very disturbing. But you have to think that Ethan, really a kid, 15 years old, now in the jail, but has absolutely no communication with the mom and dad who he's so used to, who he lived with.
It's amazing. Now, before I let you go, I'm going to switch gears slightly, and it's still the same story, just a little bit away from, the Ethan issue. And that is that you talked to Attorney General Dana Nessel today, Attorney General of Michigan. And obviously the big question is, who else might, have to take the rap for what happened? And 4 dead kids, 7 injured people in that school shooting. And I'm asking about school officials, school administrators who didn't search the backpack and return them to school. And then, of course, there's this other guy, the artist, who lent his art studio to these fleeing parents. Do we know anything more about additional charges in this wide investigation?
Well, the Michigan Attorney General was very, very clear that anything is possible at this moment. I asked her, could school officials who apparently made some very big mistakes here, could they face criminal charges? She said anything is possible at this moment. And it's so interesting because she has now offered to do this independent investigation, to have her special agents do an independent investigation into exactly what went wrong in that school. She made that offer over the weekend to the Oxford County School District. As of tonight, she says she still has not heard back. But at the end of the day, remember, she is the Attorney General. She has jurisdiction over all of Michigan. She says at the end of the day, she could just do the investigation on her own, regardless of what they say.
incredible story. Thank you for being there in the cold, Brian Entin. If you hear of anything more from inside that jail behind you, without doubt, alert us. You're on live the minute you get new information. Thank you for that. Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.